everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome back to the channel. I am going to go ahead and jump into it so I can give you my final thoughts at the end of the video. But we are sewing with Miss Pat today. We actually made the Viki Sews Laima Blouse back in June, so yes, it was scorching hot. But we made it, and so this is my first time. Actually, the day I'm filming this is the day that I tried it on, and you'll see video and all that shortly. But let's jump into it, and I'll come back in the end. Hey everybody, I am here with Miss Pat. We're gonna share some snippets behind the scenes. Hi, Miss Pat.
Hello. Hi.
Y'all who was here for BHM Pattern Designers, y'all know Miss Pat, how she show up. But we, Miss Pat already is familiar with sewing Viki Sews Patterns. This is my first time. And we are sewing, and I'll pop it up on the screen, the llama. Is it called llama or Laima?
Yeah, it sounds right.
Okay.
I don't know.
And so we prepped. That was our to do to prep our project, so we just kind of just sewing. So that's what we're gonna do. We will share some snippets behind the scenes. We got lunch, we're gonna be snacking, we're gonna be watching some YouTube as well. And so yeah, so just want to say hi. And we're sewing Miss Pat, so you'll probably see snippets here and there what we're working on, and maybe we'll pop in and just talk about how the project is going. But all right, everybody, stay tuned. Once the front and back on, you feel like the thing is almost done.
Pretty much. When you put the ties on, there's going to be a slit, an opening in the side somewhere where you can pull the ties through it, a tie through it. You know how you have an opening here? And
oh, yeah. Okay.
I did see that. I saw it.
Myra, sorry I didn't see it earlier. We just sitting here going. We left and just got back not too long ago because we thought we could find the black knit interfacing at Hobby Lobby. And then guess what, Myra?
What?
I didn't check my interfacing right. I had knit black interfacing here. Because I was just going to use regular woven interfacing and just take a chance to see how it turned out. And it was the knit. I was like, so that was a wasted trip, but it was okay. We got out, got some air, and was talking. But anyway, we calling you back.
Well, no, I'm getting ready to go in here and try to pull my husband off of that video game so we can spend some weekend time together. Because I'm finished in here in the workroom, and I know I'm going to start my hair pretty soon. So I wanted to say goodbye to Miss Pat. I didn't want her to leave and not.
Oh yeah. That's nice of you.
You guys must be pretty far by now.
No, we just started.
Well,
we.
I'm gonna let you guys go so you can finish sewing. I'm gonna stop interrupting you guys now.
No.
Oh, it was fun.
Good.
It was fun.
It was fun, girl. Yeah.
And you and Wayne have a good evening.
Okay, I will. And you guys continue to have fun. Okay?
All right, everybody, we are pretty much done. We've had a very full day. We ran to Hobby Lobby. We had lunch. We were talking with Myra. We had a really full day. So we're going to give our first impressions of this Viki Sews. We think it's pronounced Laima,
something like that.
And we'll show you what it looks like on as well. So Pat, go ahead and share what your thoughts are. You think it's beginner friendly?
Yes, I do think it is beginner friendly. I mean, there may be a couple of steps that need a little more interpretation.
Yes.
That was missing, and I think specifically with the ties.
Yes.
The tie at the waist. Okay.
And we'll share that with you point in a moment.
Yeah. But overall, I think it's a very beginner-friendly pattern. Definitely intermediate beginners.
Yeah.
Would you say so?
Yeah. And it says it's suitable for beginners. Her rating scale is difficulty of 2.5. I'm not sure what her full scale is. I haven't seen, how far up is the most level of difficulty. Her steps include a lot of hand holding, but a lot of extra techniques, finishing techniques. Yeah. So far as adding additional stay tape on top of your interfacing if you're using woven, and especially if you're using a delicate fabric. So show them the fabric that you're using.
Okay. The fabric I'm using, it's a satin. I guess it's like a charmeuse fabric, and
let me change.
It has a very nice drape.
We're going to come right back. I got to change the camera.
I am using this is a satin, like a charmeuse. It's lightweight, and I think it's it will look good with many different things like jeans or leggings.
It's lightweight enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this fabric I purchased from Metro Textiles, New York. I mean, I think most people are familiar with Katy. I think he's the owner.
Oh, okay.
And this is where I purchased this fabric from. But I will tell you one thing too. I think I can go into the fall and winter with this.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's not a sheer fabric. It has body to it. That's what it is. It has body. So she definitely can go into the fall with it.
Right, definitely. And even in the summer when we go out to restaurants.
And you definitely got to hold it up so the people can see the design on it. It's a beautiful design.
Yeah, it looks like a floral kind of, would you say?
Yeah.
Sort of a floral design.
Like petals from a flower.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a nice fabric. I think the pattern is pretty easy. You just have to try on as you're sewing. She recommends try on because you definitely need that. You're able to make the adjustments even though you're specific in sizing with this. For example, I'm tall, and so I would use the tall.
How tall are you, Pat?
Almost 6 feet, about 5'11" and a half.
And I'm 5'7".
Yeah, so I used the tall length, and it worked for me because I didn't have to make any adjustments, as far as lengthening my arms or in the torso area. Everything was perfect there, and I think it's a very good pattern.
Yes, it is.
It's very good.
And because this is my first time ordering from Viki Sews, I ordered the largest size plus the tallest size. I didn't need as much length in mine, so mine is a little longer on me, and we'll try them on here in a moment. But I did shorten the sleeves just because I knew I didn't want the longer sleeves on this pattern, which still worked out fine. And so yeah, so far as the pattern, it is an easy sew. Quite honestly, we just looked at a couple of the pictures and just sewed it up and made sure we knew at what point to attach the ties, because everything else, it was relatively easy.
It was. And what I did differently from the instructions, because I do have experience sewing, instead of actually sewing the sleeve up and fitting it into the cap, I laid it out as a flat piece.
Yes.
And then I sewed it from the arm, the sleeve itself all the way down the side.
Yep.
For me, that was easiest, and also was able to get a perfect shoulder from doing it that way.
Right, where you don't have kind of that bunching.
Yeah.
And for me, I did the same thing, but if you remember, I'm using a knit. I'm using this jacquard knit. And so from Sincerely Riley Fabrics. So we're gonna try them on so you can see what they look like on us. We have a couple things to finish, and we'll point that out when it's getting late here. So Pat is about to go home. She's gonna finish hers off at home, and I'm gonna finish. We don't have, we probably each got maybe less than 30 minutes or less.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of hand work.
Yeah,
I need to add
she's
my
hand hemming, so she's gonna, hers is gonna take a little longer because she's hand hemming her woven. I just stitched my knit. So, but we're gonna go ahead and try them on for you.
Okay.
You want to go first, Pat?
Well, I still have to add my facing, and I also have to finish the hem, and there's also a piece I have to add to the sleeve.
Yeah, there's a sleeve cuff that you inside.
It's inside.
That'll add weight to that.
Yeah, and it will give it more shape, and then also the weight that's needed for this type of material. But it actually
doesn't it look good?
I'm actually happy with it. I think I'll be able to wear it with jeans, skirts, leggings when we go out to eat at restaurants, my husband and I. But I feel good about this one. It's an easy. If you're new to Viki Sews, I think this would be one of the best patterns to start with. Because there's a lot of dialogue and language that we're not accustomed to, and you know, with the patterns that we use, like Butterick and Vogue, etc. So you have to learn, you know, exactly, you know, what they're saying to you.
Right.
Like, oh my gosh.
And it's not complicated.
No, it's not.
Since she has so many pictures, and then you're like, oh, she's just doing X, Y, and Z. Oh. And so, you know, it's not strange in that way, but you just have to take your time. But if you think it's some steps that you can do because you're just familiar with doing them like that, then by all means do that.
Yeah. The pictures actually help.
The pictures do help.
Because, you know, a lot of indie patterns, they don't have pictures. You have to read it to try to understand what to do. So yeah, the pictures really help a lot. Right.
And then for mine, I have to my facings are on. I just need to stabilize them, stabilize the facings, so they, you know, it's not rolling. But so remember, we were talking about the tie. So you have a tie that goes across the front, as you can tell on the pattern, but then you have a tie that's in here, and that's supposed to come out through the side over here. Well, we discovered, because Pat asked me, she said, oh, where did you put your other tie? I didn't put it anywhere. And that's what we were talking about. The pattern actually does not tell you to attach the second tie.
No, it doesn't.
Nowhere. We both read over it a couple different times. And we're like, where does the pattern say to add this tie on this side? And it doesn't. So that is one thing we want to tell you to keep your eye out for. It doesn't tell you to attach it. So what I'm going to have to do before I stabilize my facing so it, you know, it's not moving and everything, I'm going to unpick just this little area here, attach my tie, and then sew that piece back up so I can run it around me. But if it was closed, it's about like that. And this is the length, and you guys will see more when I do my final. But beautiful. Love it. I love that length. Yeah, absolutely love the length. Everything went in. We both did have struggle with the facing. Right. It was the neck and the neckline. Even though you stabilize the neck to keep it from stretching, we think maybe it's the facing piece or something in that back neck area is not quite long enough.
So you pretty much can just either pinch in the darts, because there's two darts in the back, yeah, so that you can fit the facing seam to seam, you know, on the
shoulder seams,
So
yeah, so that was, we both had that issue.
Yeah.
So because I always have that issue anyway, it seems, when I'm doing anything with a facing, but we both had the issue, so we know it's something with the pattern.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what. And my hem, because it's called for woven, my hem is stitched down because I'm doing a knit, so I didn't mind that. But like Pat said, she is hand stitching hers down in the woven, and that's what it's, I believe the pattern suggests.
That's what it suggests.
Yeah, hand stitching, because it's a deep hem.
It's about 2 inches.
It's 2 inches.
Yeah, maybe.
So I can see how doing a hand stitch, so you barely see it because it's such a deep hem, would be a good idea. So, but that's it for now. I'll come in with my final review, final look and pictures shortly, but we just wanted to just share with you where we got to so far.
And this looks really nice because it has, like, her knit has a suede feel to it, and it's very lightweight, and it's an eyelet. And the color in and of itself to me is 4 seasons, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
So definitely a keeper. Definitely a keeper. Just got to make a note. The note on the facing and then the tie.
Yeah.
That was about it.
I mean, you could even make a coat.
Yes, we were talking about that.
I think
this
so.
is a good coat pack, because you do have the facing piece in there, and which means you can line that, attach lining to that, to end up lining the entire thing. And since it already has the cuff pieces, that's
definitely.
you can definitely do that. So
it's a good pattern for those who are looking to jump in and try Viki Sews. It's very easy. Once you get your feet wet, you probably don't want to turn back.
Right now, I gotta look for some more. Pat has sewn up a few, but this is my first one, so now I need to check out some more. All right, everybody.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. So you heard Pat's and I final thoughts on the pattern. I will say again that I would shorten this. It is a little longer, but actually I think if I were to do this for spring, summer, I would shorten it. But since I am wearing it in the fall, winter time, pretty much, I think it's fine. I love the length of the sleeves. They're more bracelet length, so I'm not pushing up my sleeves. Y'all know how I kind of feel about that. The fabric, again, is from Sincerely Riley Fabrics. This is a eyelet, and it's a knit. So the pattern calls for woven, but I use knit for this, and I love the way it worked out. Everything was beautiful. The only thing, just to reiterate, are the instructions for adding the second tie. Is not in the instructions, so you gotta make sure that you add that second tie, so you don't forget that. And then the neck facing for myself or Pat did not fit, but we were able to work that out once we got to that section. And so yeah, everything worked out. I will say this is a really easy sew. This is my first Viki Sews pattern I've ever made, and she has quite a few in her catalog that I absolutely love. You guys, let me know, what are your favorite Viki Sews patterns? Have you sewn Viki Sews patterns before? Pat has made several and so I was happy that she joined me over here, and we had fun time with Myra Lorraine, our good friend, while we were sewing. We were all sewing together that day, so it was really fun. Myra didn't make this. She was working on a different project, but I will say this particular pattern was really easy to make, and I really like it. Very chic. That's one thing about Viki Sews patterns I find, is that they're a little bit more fashion forward, a little bit more chic in different ways, and so I do like that. But yeah, that's all I have to say. It was an easy sew. It was fun sewing this up with Miss Pat. I will pop up her final picture that she sent to me. She only had a couple things to do, but I'll pop up the picture of what she sent over to me. Real quick about the fabric. This is a 58 60-inch wide fabric. It's 97% polyester, 3% knit jacquard. eyelet. That's exactly what it is, and I will link to it down in the description box. So yeah, this is piece number 2. So you know this is part of my Summer Nights collection series, and this is piece number 2. You already saw piece number 1, which was the Magli Bishka dress. I'll pop that up here. If you missed that video, go check that out. Love, love, love this piece number 2. I am working through the last 3 pieces that I'll be bringing over the next several weeks. So if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. All right, everybody, stay tuned. Wednesday is a pattern release, and you guys are gonna love it. It is a good one. So yeah, I was a tester for it. It's a good one. So stay tuned for Wednesday's video. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and definitely let me know what are your favorite Viki Sews patterns. Leave them in the comment section below. All right, everybody, have a blessed one, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye.